Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching Samar News. Here are today's headlines. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has ordered immediate and forceful attacks in Gaza after accusing Hamas of violating the ceasefire. The decision came after Hamas handed over human remains that Israel says did not belong to missing hostages. Hamas insists it is complying with the truce, but lacks equipment to identify bodies, as tensions over the fragile ceasefire intensify. The Kremlin has vowed to destroy what it calls foreign fighters supporting Kiev. Spokesman Dmitry Peskov said Russian troops often hear foreign languages on the front lines, suggesting NATO personnel are present. He said that peace talks remain stalled as Kiev refuses to engage. Meanwhile, NATO denies deploying any troops, saying Western support remains limited to training, intelligence, and weapons supply. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says talks on a ceasefire plan with European officials will take place later this week. He called it the first step toward reviving diplomacy as fighting continues. At a joint briefing in Kiev, the Dutch foreign minister announced €25 million in aid to support Ukraine's energy sector, which has come under intensified Russian attacks. The third round of talks between Pakistan and the Afghan Taliban in Istanbul has entered a decisive stage after nearly 18 hours of continuous discussions. According to the latest information pouring in, Pakistan has reiterated that peace in the region is impossible without verifiable action against terrorists operating from Afghan soil. Islamabad emphasized that mutual trust depends on tangible results and not promises. Meanwhile, mediators confirmed Pakistan's stance as legitimate, but progress remains stalled as the Afghan delegation reportedly keeps shifting positions under instructions from Kabul. The Punjab government has ordered strict action against foreigners residing illegally in the province, with new directives for police to register cases against those renting houses, shops, or petrol pumps to such foreigners. Chairing the 6th Law and Order meeting, Punjab Chief Minister Mariam Nawaz directed senior police and revenue officials to file daily reports on rented properties, while mosque announcements will help identify illegal Afghan residents. The meeting was told that 5 cases have been registered in Hanwal, and 45 holding centres have been set up to house and repatriate illegal Afghans. US President Donald Trump has highlighted close ties between the US and Japan after a day spent alongside the country's new conservative Prime Minister, Sanae Takaichi, whom he described as a winner, offering warm praise for his counterpart. Trump then talked about having a beautiful friendship with Japan. He said he has huge respect for Japan and the country, and now a really great respect for the new and incredible Prime Minister, prompting cheers and applause from the servicemen in the crowd. US Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick has announced $490 billion worth of investment deals in Japan, covering nuclear energy, semiconductors, and infrastructure. The announcement came during a business leaders event in Tokyo, attended by President Trump. The US president's visit marks his first trip to Japan since 2019 and comes as Tokyo earlier pledged $550 billion in strategic investments and loans to secure relief from US import tariffs. Meanwhile, China has urged the United States and Japan to make sure their growing security cooperation contributes to regional peace and stability. The statement came after President Trump met Japan's new Prime Minister, Sanae Takaichi. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Guo Jiakun also called on Japan to respect the security concerns of its neighbours and reflect deeply on its history of aggression. The United States has carried out a series of strikes against suspected drug vessels in the Eastern Pacific, killing 14 alleged traffickers and leaving 1 survivor. Pentagon Chief Pete Hegseth said the survivor was rescued by Mexican authorities after 3 strikes. A video that was released online shows boats exploding at sea. The operation is part of President Trump's wider counter-drug campaign, which has included over 10 similar strikes since September, and reportedly expanded CIA operations in Venezuela. Taiwan's foreign minister has said that he is not worried that US President Donald Trump will abandon the island in his meeting this week with Chinese President Xi Jinping in South Korea. Since taking office earlier this year, Trump has vacillated on his position towards China-claimed Taiwan as he seeks to strike a trade deal with Beijing. Trump says Xi has told him he will not invade while the Republican president is in office, but Trump has yet to approve any new US arms sales to Taipei. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif says Pakistan cannot continue to rely on loans, as constant borrowing weakens the economy and breaks its backbone. Speaking at the Future Investment Initiative conference in Riyadh, he urged stronger global cooperation to protect humanity from the painful consequences of inaction. Shehbaz praised Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman for hosting the conference and said Pakistan has fully digitalized its tax system to curb corruption and ensure transparency. He said climate change continues to hurt Pakistan and called for rebuilding the economy through hard work, youth participation, and natural resources. Pakistan and Saudi Arabia have launched a new economic cooperation framework, reaffirming their shared commitment to boost trade and investment ties. The Foreign Office says the framework was agreed upon during Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif's meeting with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman on the sidelines of the Future Investment Initiative in Riyadh. The initiative will focus on strategic, high-impact projects in economic, trade, and development sectors, with a strong emphasis on private sector participation and expanding bilateral trade. Pakistan has offered Bangladesh access to the Karachi Port Trust, allowing Dhaka to expand its trade network with China and Central Asian countries. The offer was extended during the 9th Pak-Bangladesh Joint Economic Commission meeting held in Dhaka, the first such meeting in 20 years. The session was co-chaired by Pakistan's Petroleum Minister Ali Pervez and Bangladesh's finance advisor. 11 people were killed after a light aircraft carrying foreign tourists from Hungary and Germany crashed in Kenya's coastal region of Kwale. The plane, operated by Mombasa Air Safari, was carrying 8 Hungarians, 2 Germans and a Kenyan pilot. Authorities confirmed there were no survivors, with the crash occurring near the Indian Ocean coast early morning. Hurricane Melissa is expected to bring catastrophe as it makes landfall in Jamaica, with storm surges, flash floods and landslides in the worst storm to hit the Caribbean island this century. The Category 5 storm, the strongest possible on the Saffir-Simpson scale, will bring wind gusts of over 300 kilometers per hour and widespread devastation to the island, where authorities have ordered mandatory evacuations. Indian refiners have temporarily halted new orders for Russian oil following the latest sanctions. Refiners are waiting for guidance from the government and suppliers before resuming purchases. In the meantime, some refiners are turning to the spot market to meet their crude oil requirements. Meanwhile, the Kremlin says President Trump's call for countries to stop buying Russian oil will not affect Moscow's energy ties. Spokesman Dmitry Peskov said every nation will decide on its own where to buy fuel, adding that Russia offers reliable and competitively priced energy. Amazon has announced cutting around 14,000 corporate jobs as part of a major cost-cutting move linked to its growing investment in artificial intelligence. The tech giant, which employs about 350,000 corporate staff, is restructuring across multiple divisions, including devices, books, and its podcast unit. Reports say the layoffs began Tuesday as Amazon streamlines after pandemic overhiring. And Tokyo's skyline turned red, white and blue on Tuesday night as major landmarks lit up to mark President Trump's visit to Japan. Crowds gathered near the Okura Hotel, hoping to glimpse the US president's motorcade. During his visit, Trump praised Japan's new Prime Minister, Sanae Takaichi, and signed key deals on trade and rare earths. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.samar.tv. Thank you for watching Samar News.